Well, hello and welcome to Tuesday. What up, everybody? Viktor Wilt here. Wish it was Friday. It's so annoying when you're just completely exhausted. Like, just all you want to do is sleep. And you get in bed and you just cannot fall asleep. I don't know what my problem was last night. I could not have been more tired. Finally getting to bed. A little later than I would have liked, but that's fine. And then just the circus in the head starts. Oh, it was awful. Thankfully doing pretty decent this morning. Just gotta chug down some caffeine. Currently drinking the raw meat energy stuff from Papa Meat. If you're not familiar with the Papa Meat channel, my daughter bought me some of that for Christmas, and I'm completely out of instant coffee at home, so raw meat it is. I mean, it tastes pretty good. I think it's like watermelon or something like that, but no. I guess there's a free plug. Why doesn't one of these gaming companies or like energy drink companies give me a endorsement deal? Let me go to that website, the Gamer Subs. You know, do they have to reach out to you? Oh, collabs. No, I don't see a sign up for a collab. Partnerships. There we go. Partnership application now open. Maybe I fill this out and... Oh, look, this looks like it's designed for, people who, do online content. I don't see anything about radio followers. They want to know your YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah, they probably ain't going to want to work with me. I need to up my social media action. Anyway, he already stole the one I would want to do, which is raw meat. You know? I guess I could do brutal beef, but then people are going to think it's like, well, I don't know. You'd think when called raw meat would be meat flavored. And they'd probably accuse me of ripping him off, you know? It's already raw meat, dude. What, you're gonna do brutal beef? Give me a break, bro. Hey, man, I've been the king of brutal beef for many, many years. I mean, this goes back at least 20 years. Come on now. So anyhow, I'm in here doing it live, bringing you the radio program on a Tuesday. It's January 20th. Did anybody see the Northern Lights last night? We were going to go out and check them out, but when we went to the grocery store around, I think it was about 8 o'clock. I mean, super cloudy. So I figure if you can't see a single star, you ain't going to see no Northern Lights. But I haven't checked out Facebook or anything to see the photos. I would imagine it looked like it was going to be a fantastic display across most of the country. So I guess I'll have to scroll Facebook and see what I missed out on. I've never seen the Northern Lights. We've had a bunch of opportunities in the last year for some really good seeings, if that's the proper word. Some good sightings. Anyway, hopefully it's a good Tuesday. Hopefully it goes by fast. Hopefully you're feeling well and excited for the day. Sorry you got to be awake at this hour. It's early. Unless you're listening on demand, which, thank you. Thank you for listening on demand. If you enjoy this program, tell your friends. I know it's not for everybody because people generally like to enjoy listening to people talk to each other. Not just some rando yapping, but, you know, Jade's cheap. He won't hire me a co-host. So what am I supposed to do? Sit here and yap. But I'll try to make it good today, all right? Well, let's do some music. I'll be back with some more of that yapping, and you have yourself a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in. Here we go. Hopefully the week has been decent for you so far, and you're doing good. JD just called to give me grief about complaining about being tired. Said it's my own fault. I know it is. But have you ever tried to go to bed at 8 o'clock? It's not easy, all right? I know I should. Or at least try to be in bed by like 8:30, 8:45. Like if I could fall asleep at 9 o'clock, I'd be good. But it's just almost impossible. I don't know. I guess I need to get all the crap done a little bit earlier and just force myself to be like, nope, I'm in bed. 8:30. Sit back, read a nice book, and then hopefully I'm just 9 o'clock. Maybe I'll try tonight. We'll see. I will likely fail, but I'll at least make it a goal. All right, what's floating around online here? Okay, here's a thread. What's something that was technically allowed, but instantly made you lose respect for someone? Okay, I should have previewed this thread. For some reason, the phones have been blowing up this morning. Lots of people calling me. And so I didn't have a lot of time to prepare. So if this is a failure, sorry. Doing my best to work on the fly. I don't have a show producer like the guys in the big cities that just sit back and get fed content, and then they're still doing like celebrity birthdays and crap like that. All right. Something that was technically allowed but instantly made you lose respect for someone. Paying people an exposure or unpaid internships for work that's clearly a real job, technically allowed in a lot of places, still feels gross. Okay, paying people an exposure is something you see often in the local music scene. Yeah, I've been in bands since I was a teenager. And it's not just our local music scene. I should just say in the music scene in general. Now, okay, if you are a local band and you're offered the opportunity to open for a big touring band at a big venue, I think that is a good thing, and I would play that show for free. I'd still do it today because playing live is fun. But there are some places that even make you pay for the opportunity to play. You pay for the, privilege of being on that show. And you know how many bands I've ever seen that pay off for? 0.0. Now, they do have these things called tour buy-ons, which, depending on the situation, I could see why a band would do it. If you're offered the opportunity to pay a fee to be on a tour with a big band that's playing in front of huge crowds, you could hopefully recoup your buy-on fee through merch sales and things like that. If you get out and hustle, hang out with the crowd after the show, if you're playing big shows. But if if some small band that's playing, little dinky venues is like, we'll offer you a tour buy-on, I don't know if it's going to be worth it because you have to be able to make some money. And if you're not offered any type of nightly guarantee on top of that, I don't think I'd go for that. But if it comes to a local show, don't ever pay to play, all right? It is not worth it. I've had this discussion many times over the years. I mean, going back like 20 years, there's a newspaper article I wrote about Battle of the Bands, and they were charging bands to play the Battle of the Bands. I'm like, that's not fair at all, because these newer, younger bands have no opportunity, no chance of winning. You're just taking their money, and Battle of the Bands are the worst shows. I don't recommend if you're in a band that you play a Battle of the Bands, because only one band walks away happy from a Battle of the Bands. They'll make you mad at your friends. Yeah? Be like, well, I thought we played really good. What, we're not as good as them? Well, screw those guys. We're not friends anymore. Yeah, Battle of the Bands are terrible. Ugh, hate Battle of the Bands. Okay, back to the thread here. I got going on that one. What's something that was technically allowed but instantly made you lose respect for someone? All right, a new coworker of mine once took all credit for a problem a different coworker solved. Nothing huge, just saying to someone, maybe try this, and it worked. He came to our office saying he was the one who had the idea. From then on out, I knew not to share any info with him that wasn't critical. Yeah, give credit where credit is due. I mean, I guess that, is technically allowed, but it's just bad form, okay? Give somebody credit when they deserve it. Jeez. Okay, let's see. Not putting weights back after using them at the gym. I would imagine that that's just bad form as well. The gym's not my place. If I'm going to actually attempt to exercise, I'm going to shamefully try to do it at home where no one can watch me. I don't want people to see the sad excuse for exercise or exercising that would come from me. I need to start doing it. That's for sure. I'm getting old. If you want to be around, got to, make healthy decisions and stay in shape. Let's see here. This guy says, a buddy of mine told me about a wrestling tournament he was in. There was a deaf wrestler competing, apparently to communicate during a match. His coach would hit the mat to communicate different things to his wrestler. 2 slaps meant this. 2 slaps, 1 pound meant this, blah, blah, blah. Well, the deaf wrestler was up during a match, and as a desperate measure, the opposing coach got down on the mat and started randomly hitting and slapping the mat, trying to confuse the deaf. That's terrible. Oh, youth sports, man. That's no good. Holy cow. Let's see. What else do we got here? Leaving messes at grocery stores because it gives workers job security. What? No, they already have job security. You could just try to not make a mess, or, at least report it, say sorry. Do people just do it on purpose? Yeah, it's like just being rude to people at fast food because, I don't know, you look down on fast food workers. Those jobs are tough, okay? You're on your feet, you go nonstop, you get no breaks. Anytime I see somebody, fighting against fast food workers getting good pay, I'm just like, you suck, dude. Yeah, you got some guy sitting at a desk who's like, nah, they don't deserve it. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Meh. Yeah, go work that job. I've worked fast food. It's tough. They deserve good pay. They deserve great pay. I think they deserve better pay than somebody sitting at a desk. And, seriously. Look what I get to do. I sit here, listen to music, yap at you. I have this room all to myself. And the only interaction I have is, like this morning, lots of callers and things like that. But, until 8 o'clock, I don't have to see anybody except Josh and Chantel. And I don't have to see them. I can go down the hall if I want, but I don't have to. I just hang out by myself. Not bad at all. Fast food workers deserve to make more money than me. That's for sure. I don't tell Jade I said that, because I need more money. Anywho, morning to you. Thanks again for hanging out with me on the program today. So, I don't know if you've seen this story floating around about aliens, but these are getting fun. It's all a distraction. I think there's a lot of stuff happening in the news right now that's just a distraction, but it gives me something to talk about that's kind of fun. Alien disclosure. That would be when the government admits that aliens exist. All right? There have been a number of weird things that have happened with the government in recent years when it comes to aliens and UFOs, or as they now call them, UAPs. Well, apparently some guy, what was his job position? I don't know, he's a former Bank of England employee. And he sent a letter to the Bank of England, to the bank's governor. This is a guy who served as the senior analyst in financial security at the Bank of England, writing about the possibility that the United States is partway through a multi-year process to declassify and disclose information regarding alien life. And he's telling them, hey, you guys need to prepare for a financial meltdown and, major market collapse if the United States admits that aliens are real. So, yeah, that's floating around in the news. Saw multiple articles about this. Now, here's the thing when it comes to the government. They could tell us, because they told us years ago oh, we have 4K footage of UAPs, like top quality 4K footage of UAPs, and we're going to release it. Then they didn't. They like to do that a lot, you know? We have this information, we're going to release it, but we're not actually going to. The government tends to only do stuff, you know, and follow through on things that people don't really want done. Like, how many years have they been promising, hey, we're going to do something about this daylight saving time thing. We're going to either make it permanent daylight saving time, or we're going to just get rid of it, but we're going to just leave the clocks and we want one place year round. And you know they could do it because they do whatever they want. All right? They do all kinds of stuff all the time that nobody asked for, but the things we want them to do, they don't ever do it. So, of course, the public wants to know what's the truth on aliens. And they hint at it. Like, you know, we have more information. They ain't going to tell us. They're just distracting us. That's what this story is, too. Well, let's get people talking about aliens so they're not paying attention to who knows what. I mean, again, I think it'd be cool if we were suddenly bestowed with the information that aliens were real. And, hey, like, here's some pictures, and here's what we know about their civilization, and blah, blah, blah. It would change the world. It'd be crazy. I'm sure a lot of people would just say it's fake. I was scrolling Facebook this morning, and I was looking at comments on a few news articles, and people were calling the information fake. They were yelling at East Idaho News, and it's like, there's links to the information directly from the source. Like, I don't think people really watch the news. I don't think they do. I think they get all of their news from memes on Facebook. Because, you know, I'll watch videos on YouTube of, like, political speeches or, you know, things being discussed in Congress. And I'm like, why isn't anybody talking about this? Or, you know, I mean, and the news is to blame, too, because a lot of times, depending on the news source, they just don't talk about certain things. But then when it comes to actual stories, I don't think people read the story. They just look at the headline or whatever the meme they saw said, and they're like, okay, good enough. Because it's crazy. I mean, I've had so many conversations with people about stuff in the news, and they're like, what are you talking about? That didn't happen. I'm like, no, look, here's 10 million stories in the Google News links about it. Well, I didn't hear about it. And I'm like, I don't know. We're living in weird times. So just tell us about the alien, sure. Keep us distracted. Who cares? Yeah. At this point, I've lost all faith in humanity as far as people keeping themselves informed with information and things like that. I think we're pretty much doomed. All right, I should try to be more positive on a Tuesday. It's not cool. It's not cool. All right. Before my rambling there, had a few song requests for JD and Becca. If you have a song request or you just need to reach me, I'm here doing it live. 208-535-1015. I think I'm going to get some more caffeine. Maybe stretch a little bit. You know, I see weird questions online all the time. Because I just scroll the internet looking for crap to share with you. So you see a lot of weird questions. And this one, I haven't read through the entire thing. But right out of the gate, I'm assuming there's a problem between these people. The question was, am I a jerk for buying the house next door to my former friend? Usually former friend means, you know, if you call somebody your former friend, they've done something wrong. You don't like them anymore. So why would you want to buy a house next to them? Even if it's your dream home. You know? Like, I got some former friends, okay? I wouldn't want to live next door to them. I don't know. Let's see here. Okay, it's a guy. He says, I used to be friends with a woman who I met at university. We were that close. We were hanging out every day, got to know each other. We had a falling out as she stole a piece of my academic work, and I faced an investigation from the academics and staff from higher up. While we were friends, she told me she was from blank town, and I told her I was from another town, both seaside resorts. I was shocked she was from the town she claimed because my mother was from or went on holiday every year there, and I scattered her ashes there. Blah, blah, blah. He's talking about the town. Oh, okay. So I guess they both end up, living in this town. And so this guy has a sentimental attachment to the place. He really wanted to live there, found a good deal. And now the ex-friend is mad that he moved in next door. Again, I don't know. I'm thinking about a few former friends. And I don't know. I don't think no matter where the place was, I'd move in next to him. Because you're throughout the... Well, maybe he didn't know. Doesn't say. Let's see here. Yeah, he doesn't say whether or not he knew in advance. If he didn't know in advance, I guess, all right, that sucks. But if he knew in advance, that is just kind of weird. He just says it's in a dream location and I refuse to move because one person is unhappy. Yeah, I suppose if you didn't know, but that would probably be a deal breaker for me. It's like, oh, that turd lives there? Well, dang it. That really sucks. I mean, what are the odds? But after the fact, it would be annoying though. Have to see this person that you really don't like every single day, maybe? Ugh. I guess when you're shopping for a home, maybe try to get to know the neighbors. At least check the next door neighbors. Go knock and be like, hey, can you tell me a little bit about the neighborhood? Not you. Okay, I'm out of here. Sorry to see ya. Yikes. Only Tuesday. Urgh. Well, I just reached out to Poppy's label. Poppy has a new album dropping on Friday. I totally forgot that was coming. Time goes by crazy fast. And as always, I'm pretty stoked for a new album from Poppy. It's called Empty Hands. And, her last album, Negative Spaces, I think was the best one since my favorite Poppy album, I Disagree. I'm pretty stoked on this one. I've liked the songs we've heard so far. So I reached out to the label and was like, all right, I'm, as always, thinking about playing the full thing, start to finish, on the morning show on Friday. All right, I just heard a collective, from part of the K-Bear Rock Army, and then a collective, from the other half of the K-Bear Rock Army. Well, as long as I can get my hands on it quick enough, then I will go ahead and do so. I mean, we've heard a lot of the songs that are on this album, and I think they're all pretty good. Bruised Sky, Unravel. Is that all we've really heard? I guess that the track she did with Amy Lee and Courtney LaPlante, not on the album. I thought we'd heard more new songs. Oh, Guardian? Yeah, that was the other one. So, anyhow, hopefully I can get my hands on it, and hopefully it's a really good album. Always excited for new music from Poppy. Now she just needs to announce some tour dates, because the Poppy show I went to with Ben from the Advocates Injury Attorneys, I believe it was last year, pretty positive. It was definitely one of the best shows I saw all year long. It was so fun. So, I'll keep you posted if any U.S. tour dates get announced. I think all she's announced in the U.S. is like a festival appearance or two. But there got to be some U.S. dates coming. Last time I looked at her calendar, big gap during the summertime as far as tour dates go, and you should go see her live. She's really good. Just a great live show, and I would imagine as she's grown in popularity, the production and probably venue size is going to increase. Last time she was in Salt Lake, I actually got to intro the show, go out on stage. It's the only time I've done a Salt Lake City intro, which was really cool. And interview her, she was very nice. That interview is available on our K-Bear YouTube channel, K-Bear 101 RMG on YouTube, as well as with the Artist Interrogations podcast, available everywhere podcasts can be found. So Yeah, go check that out, and then, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll bust that whole album out on Friday. In the meantime, I'm going to find some freak news, and I'll be back in a minute. You're not going to believe this. You're really not going to believe this, because it's the type of thing that you just thought would never happen. According to an article I read, Ronnie Radke of Falling in Reverse ended a feud with someone. Yeah. He was like, we're getting along now. What is happening in the world? You gotta be kidding me. Apparently, Ronnie Radke officially ends feud with Chris Motionless. Now, this feud's been going on for like 13 years. I mean, if you follow Ronnie Radke on Twitter, I don't know how many times over the last decade you've just seen him go on a huge tantrum about Chris Motionless. And I always found it very funny. They're, I don't want to say similar type of bands, but, they come from the same era. Both have blown up in extreme popularity. By the way, Motionless in White, I believe they're supposed to drop new music in like a week. Can't wait to check that out. What's next? Ronnie Radke gonna drop his feud with Eddie Trunk? The Trunkmeister? I don't know. I do have to say, it would be nice if Ronnie Radke would just calm down in general. I've met him multiple times. He's always very nice. And I've personally gotten just exhausted by his online persona, as he told me it was in one of the mini interviews I've done with him that you can find on our YouTube channel or on the Artist Interrogations podcast. He's like, it's a persona online, helps generate press. Because again, he's always very nice when I've met him. And when we've done introductions for him when they've been in town, things like that. Always a really cool dude. And then just online, he's such a turd. So, Ronnie Radke and Chris Motionless. Friends? Well, I don't know if they're friends, but sounds like they're fine now, at least according to one single article that I read. Which, who knows, that could be satire, could be fake news. I didn't dig too deep, because, as usual as of late, having trouble finding any kind of freak news that is not political in nature. Oh, it's so exhausting. One of these days, the world will calm down, right? Right? You can hope. Let's see, a photo of a first-class bowl of sadness meal on a United flight sparks heated debate about luxury travel. This is why you don't buy first class. Yes, you're at the front of the plane. You're going to be able to get off quickly. Yes, the seats are a tiny bit bigger. But I'm looking at, this is a pretty sad salad. Okay, you've seen the prepackaged salads at like Winco and stuff, right? Where they put giant piles of sliced up sandwich meat and this and that. They're a couple bucks. They're a good deal. This is a first class meal on an air flight. Imagine one of those that looks absolutely horrible. Like, I'm saying half the size, and it could be the camera, but the color of the meat does not look very appetizing. Though my appetite has been pretty messed up since the weekend when I got food poisoning and puked for 24 hours straight. I talked about that yesterday during the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem, Viktor Will Show edition. I might rehash that in a bit because it's fun to talk about, violently puking while people are trying to get ready for the day. I mean, some of this puking I was impressed, even though I was miserable. I was like, wow, how is there that much stuff in my body? It was crazy. I thought I had norovirus. I thought for sure, because that's the only other time I've puked like this. Thankfully, it wasn't that, because that lasted like 5 days. This was only one day of complete misery, then one day where, I just felt kind of cruddy. But the second day, thankfully, it wasn't vomit fiesta. It was spectacular. All right. Anything else here in freak news? All right. There was a story about a Utah guy who sadly passed away after falling while using one of those wingsuits. You know, where you look like one of those sugar gliders, but you're a human. Some of the activities people engage in are just crazy to me. You know, flying in a wingsuit without a parachute. Did he have a parachute? I don't know. But rip to that guy. Speaking of that type of crazy activity, that guy, Alex Honnold, if you ever saw that insane documentary, Free Solo, like speaking of puke, you want a documentary that might make you, if you are afraid of heights, want to puke, watch Free Solo. Alex Honnold is this guy who he climbs things like, you know, what do they call it? The Half Dome at Yosemite. You know, he's a rock climber and he climbs with no ropes, no hooks. He just climbs. Like if he falls, he's dead. And amazingly, he's still alive. All right? Watch Free Solo. Oh, like I'm not down with heights. It made my stomach churn. It's an amazing documentary. You're just like, this guy is nuts. Well, apparently Friday, live on Netflix, he's going to be free soloing the Taipei 101, one of the world's tallest buildings. This could be a complete disaster. I mean, okay, after watching Free Solo, you know, I got a lot of confidence in this guy being able to do it, but again, it's like there ain't no CG, no tricks to this. This guy could just die live on Netflix Friday. It's going to be airing at 6 p.m. our time, and it's called Skyscraper Live. Just, ugh. Now my stomach's churning again, just thinking about that. I hope he does a good job and he's okay. You ever been on a tall skyscraper? Very windy, okay? When you're climbing on the side of a mountain, the wind a lot of times tends to be blocked. Skyscrapers sway and things like, oh. Okay, that's making me want to throw up. I'll probably have to watch it and just sit there and, I hope he does all right. So I mentioned that on Saturday I got food poisoning. I guess technically it was about midnight Friday. I was having I'm not going to say I was having a good Friday. Friday was pretty rough. But in the evening, things kind of settled down. We sat down and we watched a movie. And maybe I didn't have food poisoning. Maybe I was just so disgusted by this movie that I just vomited for like 24 hours straight. And like I said, it was impressive vomiting. I don't know how I had that much fluid and food inside of myself. I didn't know that you could possibly have that much inside of your body. We watched a movie, I think it was on Netflix, called No Good Deed. Looked it up on Google. It has 13% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, with the cast, you think it's going to be pretty good. You got Idris Elba playing a bad guy. But this movie was so aggravating. It started off with potential. And I think it was one of those movies that was like so bad you had to finish it. You ever watch one of those movies where the characters, the decisions they make, just every single character in the movie infuriates you? Okay, I'm going to give a few spoilers here. So Idris Elba, like I said, he's a bad guy. And I'm going to give spoilers because you shouldn't watch this movie unless you just want to watch something really, really terrible that's going to make you mad. So, he's getting transported back to jail after being denied parole. ends up, the guards are like idiots in the van. And he ends up being able to, overcome one of the guards, and he gets his gun, and then he, shoots them both and escapes. And he ends up at this woman's house. And this woman is a former, prosecutor who prosecutes violent men who have done, horrible crimes against women. In this movie, right at the beginning, there's national news about this guy potentially being paroled, right? And so I'm sure it was eventually in the news that he had taken over the van because it was during the day that he overtook the guards and escaped. This woman's a former prosecutor of guys just like him, and he's a nationally known it's everywhere. But he shows up at her house and can I use your phone? Blah, blah, blah. And she apparently has never seen this guy before in her life. From there, the character decisions just get dumber and dumber. She's supposed to be, a prosecutor. And one of the first things she tells him is my husband's not home, but he's going to be here soon. And then 5 minutes later, she's like, yeah, my husband's not coming home. And it just gets worse and worse from there. This movie, Again, I think I may have not actually had food poisoning. I was just so disgusted that I just threw up for a whole day. So, if you're looking for quality entertainment, don't watch that. But if you want to watch a movie that just makes you want to smash your TV... No good deed. It's been a while since I watched a movie that made me that angry. But even him as a character, his decisions made me frustrated. And then they try to throw in the dumbest twist ever at the end. It was such a stupid movie. It was so dumb. Ugh. And that was pretty much all I watched all weekend. Because then after that, I was sick all weekend. So I didn't get to watch anything good. There's so much quality entertainment out there. I wanted to accomplish some things around my house and watch some good entertainment and relax. I got to do none of the above, and I'm blaming the movie No Good Deed. Well, I guess they can't all be winners. 20 years, 30 years ago or so, if you ever heard in the news that armed robbers hit the Pokemon store, I'm sure you would have been a little bit like, what? It's weird the items that take on such value. Cards. Cards. I know my sister had a bunch of Pokemon cards when she was a kid. And I don't remember if she gave them to my daughters or what happened to them. I hope somebody's got them, because they could be worth some serious bank. Yeah, apparently police in New York are looking for 3 armed robbers who stole $100,000 worth of merchandise from a Pokemon store. They were having this big community event, and these guys just barge in, rifles, wearing anime backpacks. Okay, they were armed with guns and hammers. Hammer's a weird item to show up to for an armed robbery, right? Okay, I guess maybe they were going to smash a glass case or something. The article doesn't say. They just want to let everybody know they're looking for these guys. And the owner says they're now considering hiring an armed guard. Okay, if people can break into your store and in 3 minutes take $100,000 worth of merchandise and you're in New York City, you probably should have an armed guard. And apparently, in the last week, similar robberies have happened in Boston, Seattle, and Los Angeles as well. Pokemon cards. And these guys, they're just rubbing it in wearing the anime backpacks. That's just absurd. So, anyway, I need to hit up my kids, be like, you got those Pokemon cards? You should sell them. Make yourself some money. Do it while you can. Because all these things come and go in cycles. There was a point when Beanie Babies were worth a lot of money. Now, not quite so popular anymore. We've talked about these type of items before. Like Hummel figures and a variety of other things that at one point worth tons. And tons of cash, then suddenly worth nothing. I don't know. Maybe Pokemon cards are a good long-term investment, but you just never know. The Pretty Wild Sleepwalker, welcome to the program. It's the Viktor Wilt Show. If you were listening to Traffic School, powered by the Advocates Injury Attorneys on Friday, you probably heard me and Lieutenant Crane talk about this because he's going to be there. So if you'd like to meet Lieutenant Crane or just say thanks to our local law enforcement, you can get yourself out to the Greater Idaho Falls Police Foundation's Law Enforcement Appreciation Luncheon. This is coming up Wednesday, February 5th. Going to be happening at noon at the Melaleuca headquarters in Idaho Falls. You can join community leaders and local businesses as we recognize outstanding service and leadership from the Idaho Falls Police Department, Bonneville County Sheriff's Office, and the Idaho State Police. Tickets and sponsorships available now, with proceeds benefiting the Greater Idaho Falls Police Foundation. You want to get details or tickets, go to ifpolicefoundation.org. But again, I did verify with Lieutenant Crane during traffic school. He's going to be there, so you should stop by, check it out, have some lunch, support, and say thanks to our local law enforcement officers. Again, ifpolicefoundation.org for the scoop. Jeez, what is wrong with the kids these days? 12-year-old in a hot pink ski mask accused of attacking a woman with a screwdriver in Seattle. My goodness. Yeah, apparently, Seattle police arrested a 12-year-old boy accused of attacking a woman with a screwdriver and stealing her purse while wearing hot pink ski mask at an Amazon Fresh store. Jeez. Yeah, he just ran up and then just started stabbing her in the face with a screwdriver. This is a kid, 12. Then he rifled through her belongings in the parking garage, and then he stabbed her with the screwdriver a few more times. I mean, she's okay. The article says poked her in the face with the screwdriver. I'm sorry, but I guess he is 12. Maybe he didn't have the strength to do an actual stabbing. But I say if you were sticking a screwdriver into someone's face, that's stabbing them in the face with a screwdriver. Okay, can't just call it poking. It's a screwdriver, all right? If it was a knife, he poked her in the face with a knife. No. So anyway, based on his age, unique clothing description, and previous interactions with law enforcement, they recognized him. It's not the first time they've dealt with this kid. Where are the parents? Where are the parents at? So they knew where he lived, went to his house, and then they found the screwdriver in his pocket, booked him into the juvenile detention center. I don't think you should give kids ski masks. Yeah. I think it just elicits bad behavior. Ski masks in general, when do you see people using them, for good? Do you ever see someone on the slopes wearing a ski mask? I don't know, because I don't go to the slopes, all right? Who wants to go play in the snow? I think if you play in the snow, you're weird. Sorry. No offense. You do you, all right? You want to go out and get on a snowboard, fall down the snow, go down the hill, go back up, go down, that's fine. But when I was a kid and did go skiing as part of a school program, I don't recall seeing anyone wearing a ski mask. I think ski masks are always suspicious. So don't buy them for your kids. They're only used by criminals in video games. You're going to make them behave badly. And especially a pink one. That just seems like it's going to make you extra crazy. Like this kid. All right, parents your kids, everybody. Right about this time every day, you just walk in and start giving me more work.
That's what I got to do.
No.
You know what my pain is. I got to take it out on somebody, and you are it.
But I've got my own pain.
Yeah, you need more.
No.
Self-inflicted pain is not pain.
I guess technically food poisoning would be self-inflicted pain. I pondered earlier on the show if it was actually a result of watching this really terrible movie called No Good Deed. That might have made me puke for 24 hours straight because it was so bad. Oh, that movie was infuriating.
Gotta love some of those.
Little bit of Ghost right there. And Jade and I, we're going to go to Salt Lake together. It's been a while. Maybe it'll be better because we'll have our ladies with us. Maybe. Oh, wait, they're worse than us.
Yeah.
That's true. They're crazier than us. Oh, man.
That just means I have 3 children to take care of.
Wait a minute. Who's the other one?
You and the 2 ladies.
I am not childish.
The only one that's going to remember where we are staying and how to get there.
I am never childish when I'm in Salt Lake City.
I'm going to get one that's a place to stay that's a ways away.
No.
So I can hear you complain about walking.
I'm thinking I'm going to book it, is what I'm thinking, because your idea of within walking distance is very different to mine. You look at the map and you're like, oh, that's 6 Salt Lake blocks away.
That's fine.
That's too many Salt Lake blocks.
That's fine. There's some that's like 1 block away.
Yeah, I know. I got the map up right now, looking at it here.
Hotels are expensive for Ghost that weekend or that Tuesday. It's a Tuesday.
I know. It's like, come on. Just because there's an event happening doesn't mean you got to, completely jack the prices through the roof. But should be a pretty awesome show. Ghost at the Delta Center, February 10th. If you didn't win tickets from us, now you got to buy them. So
what you get for not paying attention.
I wonder if there's any good deals yet. We talk about ticket scalpers often. Don't buy your tickets at this point from the secondary market until it's really close to the show.
Day of or day before.
Day before or day of, start looking at them, because I bet they're stupid right now.
Even the main ticket vendor, because they'll buy their own tickets and put them back on there.
Holy crap. Yeah, these concerts have gotten to be really stupid with their ticket prices. It's kind of crazy.
And then you get the one guy saying that everything should be twice as much or 4 times as much.
Oh, yeah. The head of Live Nation.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you guys are getting a good deal paying $400 for a concert. Like, when we were teenagers, we would see, the greatest bands out there. For
$25 maybe.
Yeah. Like, nothing. Seeing Tool at the Maverick Center. What was it? The E Center back then?
Yep.
Like, dirt cheap to see Tool.
9 Inch Nails, Rage.
Yeah. Like, it was no big deal.
Back when I used to buy concert tickets.
Now, don't rub it in.
Well, that's what if you can go be poor your whole life and work in radio.
That's
and get concert tickets.
That's about the only perk.
Or you can not be poor and not work in radio and then spend all your money on concert tickets and be poor.
So it all evens out.
Yeah.
It all pretty much evens out.
Yeah.
Radio crap pay, but you can sometimes get to go to a show for free. But they're even getting chintzy on that nowadays.
Right?
It used to be like, no problem.
Hey, I push play on your band's song. Give me a ticket.
Exactly. I
did nothing. It was already here. Give me a ticket.
I work really hard to give people what they want to hear. Reward me.
I sit in a nice air-conditioned box and listen to music all day. Give me a ticket.
That is kind of ridiculous, isn't it? You owe me.
Only 2?
Yeah. Oh, well, that's why it's nice to be, the head honchos, because then it's like, sorry, rest of staff.
You haven't put in your dues. You have no idea what we went through.
We could only get 2. You're left in the dust. Buy your overpriced tickets on your measly radio wages. So, listeners, if you're going to Ghost, I'm sure me and Jade should be fairly easy to spot. Look for a skeleton and a bald guy that's fat. Come say hi. But I'm excited. I haven't seen him for many years.
I haven't seen Ghost yet, so this will be a first.
Ah.
It's one of the few bands I have not seen.
I mean,
So it's like, get so many free tickets.
It's weird. They're one of the only bands that, and this is going to, I'm not trying to discourage listeners from going to the show, but it seems like the bigger their show gets, the less I like it.
That's usually how it goes.
I don't know. Because when we saw them in Vegas the first time, it was in a small venue, and it was just Ghost. Like, this show's going to be just Ghost. There's no opener, so you get a nice long show. But I don't know. It was just more raw. It was more metal. The last time I saw him at the, and it could have been because I saw him at one of the crappiest venues there is, the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater, formerly known as USANA. I hate that venue.
It's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and they like started playing when it was still light outside.
Yeah.
And they're just not that kind of band. But they went from just being like a 5-piece normal band to now they've got backup singers, and there's like 10 people on stage.
It's overproduced.
Yes, exactly.
It sounds too good.
Exactly.
Highfalutin.
Run back.
Crap. If I wanted Broadway, I go to Broadway.
Exactly.
Give me free tickets.
Why don't you?
This is crap. I came here for free.
Exactly.
I had to leave my nice air-conditioned box and come down here to watch an amazing, really produced show of one of my favorite bands. This is crap.
I know they're trying to do everything with real instruments and real singers and stuff. It's like, can you guys
give me a band with backing tracks?
Exactly. I miss the backing tracks. I don't want to.
It's not perfectly timed. They're actually playing. I hate this.
Thanks to Jade for stopping by for a few and now getting me endlessly searching for an Airbnb. I swear, Airbnb used to be a lot better back in the day. I mean, it still ain't like bad. You still get unique stay options and things like that. I just miss the days when hotels and Airbnbs were affordable. Jays. Getting out of town is not as fun as it used to be. You kids probably couldn't even fathom the days when it was like, all right, let's go stay in a crappy hotel for $30. Those same hotels now like $100, and they're still like mold-ridden dumps. It's terrible. Anyway, I guess you just got to go vacation in the Midwest or something, right? We're going to go on vacation to Memphis, everybody. Oh, yikes. I bet it's still expensive to stay there, though. Even though it's, like one of the most crime-riddled cities in America. Memphis. Do people actually vacation there? They got it, right? You're like living in some other small town. We're going to go to the big city, guys. We're going to go to Memphis on vacation. What is there to do in Memphis? I've never taken a look at it because I just have heard it's a crime-riddled city, and I was like, no, Memphis things to do. Let's take a look here. And I mean, Memphis is pretty big. Got a population of about 610,000. All right. You can go to Elvis's house, Graceland. That's probably the #1 tourist destination. You want to see Elvis's house? $50. $50. Or you could go to the Memphis Zoo, the Rock and Soul Museum, Shelby Farms Park. What's that? Is it just a park? I don't know. They're not really getting me pumped to go to Memphis here. I'm not a big enough Elvis fan that I'd be like, I gotta go. I gotta go to Memphis. Go to Graceland. Yeah, I think Memphis is out. So let's take a look at Memphis hotel prices. If they're expensive, I'm going to be very surprised. We'll just take a look at like Hotwire. Quickly look up Memphis on a Tuesday compared to Salt Lake on a Tuesday. Because again, I never hear of anybody wanting to go to Memphis. I'll put in the same dates we're going to go to Ghost, which Ghost is an event happening in Salt Lake, so that's going to jack up prices. All right, drum roll as it churns and burns. you can get no, okay. Looks like you got to drop about $100 if you want to get a decent hotel. They have some that are $250 though. Oh, there we go. There's some cheap stuff. Near the Graceland area, $64. I wonder what the reviews are. Oh, $54. Yo, homies, you looking for a cheap vacation? Maybe Memphis. What about flights from Idaho Falls to Memphis? I mean, flying to Salt Lake is the biggest waste of time ever. I know people do it. It looks like pretty expensive. Memphis, you got to do something about this if you want to get people to come to your town. You know? Got to lower them flight prices. It is almost all the way across the country, so yeah, it is what it is. Okay, I know I'm babbling uselessly. I'm sorry. Okay, the email from Josh was just regarding a local radio station trying to get people excited to tune in for a dumb feature. Just one of these fake radio features. You wouldn't believe how many fake radio features are out there. And not only that, but how many listeners believe they're real. I've talked about it plenty of times. Anytime you hear someone on the radio that supposedly doesn't know they're on the radio, it's fake. Because it's against the law to put someone on the air without prior consent. You have to, even before, or you can't, after the fact, get their permission. Like, you couldn't do a prank call and then be like, all right, hey, we're the radio station. You know, do we get your permission to air it? You have to tell them right at the beginning of the call, this is a radio station, or you will be severely fined by the FCC. So anytime you hear a prank call on the radio, it's not real. Anytime you hear one of these, supposed like cheater features and things like that, where someone's on the line and, they don't know they're talking to a radio station and they're going to give someone flowers. Who do you want to give them to? And then they, give out the name of someone who's not their significant other, but the significant other's on the line, and then they get in a big fight. Fake. So much stupid, fake garbage on the radio. It just blows my mind that radio stations are still doing this nowadays. Why not just talk to people? Yeah. Why not just talk about stuff? Why do these wacky bits? It's like giving out, celebrity birthdays or something like that. Or, did you know on this day in history, blah, 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 blah. Unless it's something pertinent to, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't even know if I'd do that. Did you know on this day in, 1999 or whatever, so-and-so died in the rock world. Like, just talk about something. I know it's hard to find content, because I actually try. Most radio stations don't try. They use, fake bits, like I just talked about, that you actually order from services. There are services that will just provide you the audio, or they use the radio prep websites. That's why if you tune into any radio station around the country, chances are you're going to hear them talking about the same thing. If it's not some big news story, it's like, 10 people were surveyed and blah, 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 blah. And you're like, why is every radio station talking about this? Because they're lazy. They're lazy and they suck, all right? They don't put in any effort. They don't try. They just pay for these useless services, and it's why radio sucks everywhere. And I know my show sucks a lot, okay? I'm not trying to brag myself up like I'm super great, all right? I am not super great, but I at least try to find something to say that you're not going to hear on every other station in the country. Lazy. Drop these stupid services, put a host on, and just let them talk about something. QP. And stop slowing or speeding up your songs. Stop speeding up your songs, QP. It's stupid. It's not the 90s anymore. Morgan Wallen sounds really horrible when you speed him up. He already sounds like a chipmunk. You speed up Morgan Wallen, it sounds ridiculous. How people listen to QP, I just don't understand. Listen to a Morgan Wallen song on there. Tell your friends to really pay attention. Like, that guy's got a high pitch. Imagine if they put like Ian Munzik on Cupid, which they probably wouldn't because they just play the same playlist as every other station around the country. But thank you again for tuning in to the Victor Welch Show. This program is a production of Riverbend Media Group. To contact the show or for more information, hit us up at riverbendmediagroup.com.